Last time on Opportunity Roll. Chris, take it away.
All right, so we started the evening with our preparation for a gala held by Zereth's mother and the Count, chiefly. And we started it by dressing up. Everybody found something that suited their own personal aspirations and personality. With Martha's help, the ladies got their hair dressed up, and Jason mysteriously fit into all of Matthew's old clothes perfectly, uncannily. We then entered, and Finn was drawn to a lyrist on stage, who seems to have become his mentor, or will be soon, in finding that special song that Finn is looking for. Zereth then took the stage to play a harp. He attracted the attention of his mother and disgusted the Count, who had a distaste for all things desert. Castor and Callisto interacted briefly with the Count, who turned out to be a despicable man, before taking to the dance floor together. Soot attracted ill attention from the Count, who gave him a key to his wardrobe to dress more appropriately. Inspecting the upper chambers, Soot found a book or a ledger of some sort of some suspect. Zereth played a childhood lullaby betraying his disguise and spoke with his mother. She was distressed, but also sincere and endeared by Zereth's presence at the party. They agreed to meet the next day.
Hi, everybody. You guys know me. I'm Corey. I'm the Dungeon Master for Opportunity Roll. I'm here with the group. Say hi, everybody.
Hello.
Howdy.
Let's go ahead and Spitfire. Let's start with Rodeo.
Hello, I'm Rodeo or Maxwell, and I will be playing Castor, your lovely Azamar Grave Cleric.
Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex, and I'll be playing Callisto, your similarly lovely Tiefling Druid.
Izzeay.
Howdy, I'm Izzeay. I will be playing Martha Blackbrick, Team Mom and Dwarven Cleric.
Soot.
Hi, I'm Jace. I'm Soot, the human fighter.
Z-Man Ultra.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm the music director for Opportunity Roll Season 2 in Centium, and I'll be playing the homesick and heartbroken Zereth this time, the human monk.
And last but not least, our wonderful bard Dust.
Hello, I am Dust. I will be playing Finn, the bard who the stage is calling to.
And everybody knows me. I'm your Diggity Dungeon DJ Disaster Man. Gets weird.
Disaster Master.
Disaster Master.
Blaster.
It is. You know what? I'll let you guys design one if you want, and I'll just do different ones every time.
I like that.
But last time we left off, we had that lovely recap. We were at this party. So I'd love to get back to that party, but the first person I want to get back to is Martha. She's been kind of in an awkward situation this whole time. And I feel like I really want to get into the nitty-gritty of that situation. There's also a few things going on in the background that I feel like may come into play tonight. Also be prepared for maybe potential combat. Oh no, we'll see.
Oh, does she get to cut a bitch?
Maybe. Maybe. So, Martha, for last I remember, was still near the food, I believe.
Yeah, she's just chugging wine. She poured herself a glass, then just took the whole bottle and left the glass of wine. That's her bottle now. Yum yum.
So, of course, the Count is kind of off doing his thing. Soot went upstairs to get some extra clothing, so I'm going to actually move Soot the stairwell. Just a little bit, because I'm sure you're coming down, but we're going to kind of backdate the... Hold on. All right, so what I want to do is get back with Martha near the food. When we last left off, we had the Lord kind of overlooking the party. We had that exchange with Zereth and his mother. We kind of zoomed away from that. We went upstairs. We had a whole moment there, and then I'd like to just pick up with Martha, because I think you had some things you wanted to do. And then maybe, I don't know, we'll see. I don't think... I know one thing. It's been about an hour and a half, maybe almost 2 hours now at this party. And getting pretty late. So we'll see how much longer this thing lasts. But yeah, Martha. Sorry, my ADHD is kicking my butt today.
You're fine.
Take it away.
Well, Martha's just sort of nursing her drink like a baby does their baby bottle. She looks pretty out of place. Like, you can tell she's trying to enjoy herself, but it's really not working. She's sort of fidgeting and looking towards the door like she really does not want to be here.
Okay. Well, I will say this. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
I shall perceive. Or maybe I won't. We'll see.
We shall see. That
I
is
do
a
not.
6. So, for the viewers, and not for you, as you kind of turn around towards the food, picking maybe a little bit here and there, the viewers will see Jason slip out the door. But, at that lovely food and the awkwardness, the music will eventually kind of come to a slow. There's going to be a bit of a reprieve. Everybody's just kind of mingling for the most part. The sound of the fountain in the background and the way that the voices kind of echo across this really large hall. It's not that people are yelling. It's just like a place like this has acoustics out the wazoo. But again, you said this doesn't feel kind of like your place. Is there any way... I remember we... And this is just me, and I'll cut this part out. But I remember you discussed about wanting to do something particular. Did you want to do that at that moment, or did you want to do that later?
Oh, if you mean the church. Eventually, yeah. Once she sees an out, she's outie.
Oh, well, the door is open, and at this point, no one's really paying attention to the food or the food section. It would be a perfect time for you.
She slips out.
Okay. Coming outside of this lovely home, and we're talking 3 stories, 2 wings, big open thing, a courtyard with a fine kind of like iron gated area. Everything kind of open, lights kind of shining from outside. You're going to actually be able to take a look at most of this kingdom just outside. And for the most part, most of the buildings are just dark. At this point, a lot of people are sleeping, and if they're not, they're at the party. Well, one of them being the church, which I'd say at this point is about 4 buildings or 4 property kind of sections down from where you guys are. The door's wide open. You can kind of hear, I wouldn't say a sermon because you got a party behind you, but you can hear that they have a kind of like chimes going off.
Can she tell what type of church this is from that distance, or would she have to get closer?
You could roll a perception, or you could get close as well. Either would actually give you some information.
Walk closer and look.
Alrighty. It's a 15 perception, and getting a little bit closer, you're going to notice that this is a church of Pelikos, the god of love.
Perfect. She will sort of straighten her dress out, sort of fix up her hair, and walk in.
So kind of adorning the top of these open doors is this lovely golden dove. and it's struck in a pose to where its wings are open. It's kind of in flight. And as you walk in, there is this lovely smell of like rose water. The floors aren't perfect, of course. I mean, they're not going to be wonderful marble, but they are thick stone, kind of well cleaned. There's about 17 to 18 pillars throughout this main thing, plenty of pews, and off to each side are kind of confession booths. To the far back, there is a priest, but not in your normal outfit. The priest can be kind of pointed out because he is adorned with an entire cloak of just straight up dove feathers. And we're talking like a whole dove headpiece in his hair. He's got a golden fake beak on his face. Just kind of go on the whole out thing.
Kind of plague doctor-esque, or...
No, not even. It's one of those weird things because like the beak is open and you can see his mouth on the inside.
Oh,
it's
like
just
the
like
masquerade ones?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she's going to look around for a moment and just... I think she'll go to the confession booths.
All right. Sitting down in these booths, there's a lovely smell of, I want to say, like lavender flowers, and you'll see them kind of adorning each side of this booth, and you'll see kind of flowers kind of mingled within this lattice of wood between the two sections. And for a moment, it seems like you're alone in there, until a couple seconds later, you'll hear somebody enter the other side. And then a voice will kind of speak to you. Very soft, older, I wouldn't call him a gentleman, but he's seen his years. What may I say is your reasoning for coming to the confessional?
Whew, scared the heavens out of me. Multiple things. I can't say I've been in a church like this for a long time. At Pentecost, at least, but I've been...
Is this not your normal god?
Not my usual one. Last time I was in a Pentecost church in a confessional booth, it doesn't matter what I was doing, but I've come to a bit of a conundrum at the moment.
I see. Well, the confessional is open to the public. We do not judge those not in our religion, so feel free to speak your piece.
My husband ran off not too long ago. A great tragedy had fallen in the family, and he like he always does, wanted to fix it, probably still wants to fix it, but I worry that the path he's going down is very dangerous. And recently, even as I say that, and how I say I don't agree with what he's probably doing, I have recently started having thoughts as well. Wonderings.
Wonderings of what?
We lost someone very dear to us, and sometimes you just wish there was a way to bring them back. I know that's not right. I know that would not end well. But I suppose there's a certain desperation.
There is always a lingering for those who have lost loved ones for them to return. I know that in certain holidays we celebrate those who have passed on, but it would be different for them to visit in those times. I wouldn't say it's a bad thing to seek ways for those that you can bring back, but dangerous is agreeable of what it is. Pentecost mercy.
The thing is, I'm in an adventuring party, and recently we came into contact with a crystal. We took it to another church, and they already told us it probably isn't good. And yet, you know, lots of what ifs. I don't want
What
to.
does this crystal do?
It revives someone, brings them back.
What?
Exactly. That was my reaction too. Resurrection, but apparently anyone who's used this before has came back wrong.
Crystal resurrection.
You understand my sort of plight here now, I hope. Or maybe.
I do. Let me give a little advice. And this is the only true advice I probably give, as most of this is me listening and consulting. But I would be careful with who you tell that to. Those are very rare.
I know.
I've lived my days and never even heard one, and I'm close approaching 97.
Sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine. I get that all the time.
Sweetheart, I'm over 250.
Well, I'm also human.
Fair enough.
So, would the crystal be useful for the one you lost?
I would suppose so. It would also, if that was a solution, my husband might come back. I worry. I worry so much. He's a good soul, but bad luck seems to follow him wherever he goes. I don't want him hurt again.
One second, and you're gonna hear the pew door open. You're gonna hear like kind of a shuffling as though he's looking to the left and to the right, making sure everybody's like kind of away from the pew. And close it. Sorry, just wanted to make sure that this is confidential and we are safe. We're talking about a very heavy item here. I want to make sure you're protected. Well. I shouldn't ask that question. That has nothing to do with me and not my important... You're not walking unsafely around with this crystal, are you?
No.
Okay, good. A word for your safety. There is, there's dangers that come with that spell. I'm sure you know.
I do.
But they say some of those may be negated on the night of a full moon. So I've read.
Full moon. All right.
You didn't hear that from me.
Nope. I heard it from a bird on the wind. Absolutely.
Perfect. Yes, they speak a lot, those damn birds.
Oh, you have no idea.
I have a mockingjay outside my window. That motherfucker hasn't shut up in 3 days. Trust me, I know.
We have a metal signpost back at my bakery. A woodpecker used to bang on it.
Oh, the woodpeckers are fun.
They are.
May I ask who your original deity might have been? Not that it's my business.
That's fair. Apparently not many have heard of her. Morderbjorn.
Oh, I have. Read in a book once, but not very detailed.
She seems to be mostly forgotten nowadays.
Indeed.
sort of fitting for a mother goddess.
Well, regardless, Pentecost welcomes all. Even if you do not fully worship only Pentecost, he still shines his love on those who pray.
Oh, I know. We actually were at a Pentecost church when my husband and I eloped. Quite fun. Wonderful wedding ceremonies. They scraped it together with what little copper we had.
Sounds like one that I attended a few years back. Well, don't know where to continue with this. That is quite the bombshell.
I don't blame you.
Well, seeing as how you have done no wrongs, and wish to confess, may the shining light of Pentecost follow you, and may drift of doves and feathers follow you along.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, of course. I must see to my duties. Do some sweeping along the entrance. But feel free to stay here and pray as long as you like. If you were to get tired, there's blankets in the back near the pews. You can sleep in here.
Thank you, sir.
Have a lovely night.
Wait, just one more thing.
Of course.
I was a bit afraid to say this, but given I already dropped a bit of a bombshell on you, certainly an extra stone might not hurt. Recently, have you happened to see a gentleman, an elf, scraggly mustache, goes by the name of Matthew Blackbrick?
I know he passed through.
Do you know which way?
Headed north, I believe, but did not stop here. I just saw him along the road on his way.
Was he okay?
He seemed fine. Chattering to himself about something, writing and scribbling in a book that seemed kind of tattered, mispatched, and...
Probably shitty poetry, knowing him. Thank you, dear.
I don't know how much I should share, but seeing as though it is your husband, got something about 3 words as he passed by, something about using the power, immortality, transference, something like that.
Oh, dear. That's what I was afraid of. Well, thank you so much. Hopefully I'll catch up to him soon before he does something stupid. Oh, goodness.
Well, good luck.
And she'll exit the booth and scamper off. Probably back to the cart. She will drop a single gold piece in, like, the offering box, though.
When you kind of clink a coin in there, you'll see, like, this illusion of a dove will kind of appear above it, and it'll kind of flap its wings and give you, like, a little peep. And then it'll kind of dissipate.
No, good birdie.
Back at the party, I'd like to get back with 2 people here real quick. I know Callisto and Castor. You guys were still, I think, currently dancing? Or were?
Well, I guess if the music was fading, the dancing would most likely stop. I'm saying it'd be probably like a slow out as the music fades out. And at that point, Castor will look down and he'll notice all the flowers in Callisto's horns. And he'll look at them because he's never seen them, I don't think, before. And for a second, he'll just look and then he'll say, "I like the flowers."
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Well, I've always had them. Well, not always, but they were a gift, and it's just a little bit of magic to make them open and close again.
Roses are my favorite. While I do have a special special place for poppies in my heart. I've always been fond of roses.
Really? So have I. That's why I was given these.
They suit you.
Thank you.
And then
I'm not
he's
sure
gonna,
how
like,
much
look
to
through her.
say.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go on.
That's all right. She kind of pauses for a minute and says, I'm not sure how much to say, but I suppose you are the closest friend I have, so I might as well. It is tradition in my clan for... How do I put it? It is tradition in my clan for a young man who is interested in a young lady to gift her traditionally these horn decorations of her favorite flower. And it's generally a kind of something like the human tradition of a promise ring, if that makes any sense.
I've heard of it. Wouldn't know too much about it.
Well, neither do I. I mean, I'm not human. It's more of a clan thing. But I wear these just because they were a gift and I like them.
Sense. And then he's gonna look around for a second. Corey, can I do a perception check to see if I can see if anybody would be listening in on us if I took the tone to a more hushed tone?
Yeah, feel free.
All right, let's see. I don't have perception, but I don't have. It's not bad. 15.
That's a 15 perception.
So
There doesn't seem to be outright anyone looking or listening in on your conversation. With you guys being on the dance floor, with there no being any music, no one's really paying attention. Everybody's kind of gone for more finger food or are off kind of having a similar conversation with someone else.
So Castor is still going to hush his tone, and he's going to switch over to Infernal, which he speaks, but it's been canonically, he's all right at it. He's not great. He's like, he's like Spanish 4. Like he can put the stuff together. Sometimes maybe it sounds a little out of order, but he gets the point across. And he's gonna in a hushed tone in an Infernal to Callisto say, I need to tell you something.
She kind of cocks her head and says, back in Infernal. What?
The vision I had, the church. And he's gonna kind of do like a little head motion towards the Count.
Her eyes kind of go wide and she catches your meaning and says, he's the problem, isn't he?
Yeah. I would never forget that voice as long as I live. I need to tell Zaire, but it's difficult.
Understandably. Well, since we're speaking in this tongue, I might as well say out loud, I would very much like to rip that man limb from limb, purely for the way he has been treating his wife, from all of everything I've seen.
I understand
Stick
that.
with your partner when you're at a party together. Sorry.
I also looked
Archaic
at the wife.
traditions, but still.
I also looked at the wife, and she does have a bruise on her face, covered up by makeup. So my vision was again. My vision was again not a. It was accurate. Which is why I need to tell Zaire. Go on, Corey.
There will be a moment during your guys' conversations where something interesting is actually going to occur. Two guards in very interesting armor. I'd say it's kind of like half full plate, so they've got like kind of the shoulder pads and like a really nice kind of like show chest plate, but not the gloves, not like the actual pants or anything. And underneath of that is kind of like a royal tapestry. There's going to be some very interesting points about them. Let me just start off by saying that the first one is kind of tall, kind of skinnish, almost anemic. His helmet is going to seem to have issues kind of staying in place. It's going to tilt from left to right, and you're going to see him fix it. The second one is a little bit smaller, chubbier on that side, kind of like barely, kind of like almost kind of like you see his shoulders kind of like popping out the corners of like the shoulder pieces, because it's just, he's thick. And they seem to have like a kind of a stumble between the two of them, kind of smacking into each other. And then you'll see them kind of get to each side, and you'll hear, introducing the Princess Uni Juni.
Play that voice. And then all of a sudden this, and he's like, wait. What? He'll turn to Callisto.
Yeah, look like pink dress with like we're talking streamers. She's got the whole kind of like one of like a French beret with a little bit to the side of it. But as she's kind of coming in, you'll see people kind of stepping to the side and giving her room. But of course, first person that she greets will be the Lord. And they'll seem to have kind of a soft conversation near the entrance. And that seems will go on for a bit of time, actually.
Out of character.
Mm-hmm.
Chris.
Yes.
What is the name your character is going by? What's your disguise name?
I never told anybody.
Oh no.
He just kind of made up a stage name in case anybody asked, and once the coast was clear last session with his mom, he was like, okay, yeah, it's Zereth.
Yeah, I told his mom it's Zereth, but I thought he'd tell us something so, we could get his attention if needed.
Well,
could
actually,
walk up to him.
So as this has all been going on, Zereth sort of like watched his mother reascend the staircase, and it's been very uncomfortable, but with nothing left to focus on, he kind of slowly meandered towards Callisto and Castor. So he's standing right next to Callisto at this point, once your conversation has finished, and it did not look as though he was paying attention to you while you were conversing.
I'm just imagining that at some point we're like, hey, where's Zereth?
Well,
He pulled a Jason.
Yeah, exactly.
At that point, actually, that's one of my favorite out of character. That's one of my favorite moments of the second episode that I edited, was when Jace got freaked out by Jason coming back, and he's like, "Scared me. Where the fuck did you come from?" And but I guess at that, Castor, seeing Zer, will put a hand on his shoulder and turn to him, and in sun speak / celestial, he will, and again in a hushed tone, there's something I need to tell you.
Yes, why? What is it? And he wipes the sweat off his hands on his trousers.
My vision from the church.
Yes, has something matched up?
Yes. The man.
I take it it's important.
The man from my vision is the Lord, and from my cursory glance walking past her, the woman you were speaking with has a bruise on her face that she's covered with makeup.
I didn't know for sure that's exactly what it was, but yeah, that makes sense now. I already knew that he hurt her. I didn't know how, but
What do you, again, still in Celestial. I hope he's talking back in Celestial.
Yeah.
But, what do you want to do about this?
I want to remove her from the situation. But I don't know how. I don't know how nobility works up here.
I don't either. I could.
She's agreed to meet with me tomorrow morning. I don't know what she wants to discuss, but I know she's glad I'm here. Perhaps there's some way that we can take her up on... I don't know.
I could come with you and speak with her. Maybe we could... Maybe I could offer her safety and ransom. I come from there. My mentor is there. The churches are there.
I would appreciate that. I think everybody, all my friends, and he nods at Callisto, smiles. I think I would like all my friends to be there when we meet her, but I fear it might be more complicated than that. The princess, as I understand it, is speaking with the Lord right now. It may be a little bit difficult to pull the Count's wife away from such an important person. He'll be able to find her. This is all stuff we can discuss at a later time. But thank you for sharing the truth of your vision with me.
I was frankly worried on how you might react. I know if...
I have no connection to this Count. In fact, he seems to despise everything that I come from.
Castor, can I get you to roll me a 1 through 10, please? 1d10, sorry.
10?
Yes, please. A 6? Okay.
I have a
All right.
favorite number.
You're going to have another moment. In the middle of the party.
Damn it!
And in the middle of this conversation. And it's going to come on suddenly. You're going to flash away real quick. There's going to be a smell that kind of comes to your nose. It is dingy, smelly, like somebody hasn't showered in weeks. And in the pale moonlight amongst the stars, with a bit of like jubilant party behind it, you're going to see a line of several people in chains. They're all going to have pointed ears, every last one of them, both male and female, as there's a line of about 7 or 8 people. They're wearing rags. There is 2 people kind of leading this concession, I guess, of people. One will be riding a horse, which most of these people will be chained up to and following the pace of this horse. Whether or not they can, they will be dragged with it. The other person next to them is a very large man. You will see kind of chains dangling from his person. Each of these chains kind of looping in certain ways or kind of hanging over to another side, but each one of them ends in a point with a very vicious-looking blade. Some that might even seem stained in blood. Both of these men are wearing masks, kind of like a jester's mask, except gnarly and in a very uncomfortable manner. It's not for entertainment. These seem to be some kind of calling card almost for these people. And in your dream, you'll see the Lord. He will walk up to these people and have a conversation. And after a few short minutes, he'll snap his finger. And you'll see the princess in her tattered dress, ripped and shredded, also in handcuffs. They'll exchange a bag of gold, and she will be chained up with the others. And you'll see these people swiftly leave the main gates. And then you'll flash back.
And I suppose I'll have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yes, sir.
That would be a time for a good one.
That's 15. As good as that is, you're going to feel a little sick to your stomach from that, from how quickly it was. Not enough to make you throw up, but enough to be like, I'm going to pass on those blanket dogs in the back. Yeah. Or the clam chowder, maybe. Ugh, that doesn't look so good right now.
Clam chowder makes me sick normally.
Screw you.
I'm guessing, again, there's lost time here.
A few milliseconds. For you, it was about 4 or 5 minute exchange. For them, it's about 30 seconds, maybe.
So Castor, again, was in the middle of the conversation, and then he's just out. I'd say his eyes kind of like go out of focus and flicker maybe a little bit. And he's just standing there with his arms at his side, kind of. I'll leave it up to you two what you want to do.
T-posing.
No, I'm not T-posing. I'm not default animation. Standing.
Callisto's been kind of fiddling with her horns this entire time because she does not speak Celestial. So as soon as the conversation stops, she immediately head whips to Castor and then turns to Zereth and says, "Is he having a moment again?"
I believe so. My boy. Wake up.
I can assure you that's not gonna help. I'm just gonna stand behind him so that I can catch him if he falls.
So like after 30 seconds or so, you'll see Castor's eyes regain focus, and like he looks around for a second, and he looks well and truly shook. And he like closes his eyes and shakes his head like he's trying to fight off a wave of nausea.
Now, if I might, because I think this is the perfect timing that your business upstairs would be finished. You might even pass the lady on your way downstairs. She seems to be crying.
Huh. Okay.
Big taser, remember.
I don't know that Soot. Yeah, Soot. Last session we ended with Soot kind of quickly walking to find Finn to drop that journal off, and also I don't know what. Soot doesn't have very good emotional intelligence, so they would probably just continue on downstairs.
Once you make your way downstairs, you'll see a good portion of your friends kind of there at the foot near the stage, kind of speaking.
I remember I needed to find Finn just because Finn had a bag, so unless anyone else has a bag, Soot will head over to... Oh, is Finn on stage? Oh, God.
Oh, my token is acting weird. I was trying to move him down. There we
We're
go.
in a chair.
Okay, I was about to be like, Soot is running away, or Finn is running away. Everybody get him! Okay. Yeah, Foot. God. Soot will go to Finn. Alright.
We'll go to Sin.
Foot, yes. And try to position themselves kind of on the opposite side so that they have some obstruction from Lord Vagrant. And then kind of like motion at Finn, be like, I need your... Yes, I have a diary of Lord Vagrant that shocks, and it is locked. So I'm gonna like motion over to Finn, be like, I need to put something in your bag if that's okay.
Finn would probably not be paying attention because he'd be looking at the princess. He's waiting for her to stop talking with with the Lord to talk with her?
Soot will.
Give me a perception. But sorry, continue. But perception, please, from Finn.
Oh, okay. I'm going to place my hand on Finn's shoulder. Finn, friend, I need to use your bag, please. If you could just kind of hurry up. It's really not an emergency, but close.
I'm sorry. What? Sure. Are you okay?
Soot will hold the bag up. I assume it's almost like a messenger bag. At least that's what I'm imagining in my head. It's kind of like a flap open bag, or is it like a drawstring kind of bag?
Oh wow. Brain not working. It's more of like a drawstring, basically. It's where he'd probably keep his instrument, his lyre.
Soot will kind of open it with one hand, untuck the shirt over the bag with the other hand, and like drop the book in like that. Just kind of like not trying to hide it from other guests, particularly, because that's going to be hard with like this many people around, but mostly trying to hide it from the Lord.
Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand.
Okay, let's see, get that +1 dex. I know I got a deception check to get down the stairs, and I succeeded on that. Not
10.
the best.
Not bad. Not the best, but not bad.
Not the worst. Could have been worse.
Could have been worse. Finn, now earlier I asked you to do a perception.
Yes.
That was a natural 1 in the end, but a total of 3. Now, as you're over there looking at the princess, she will leave the Lord Vagrant's, I would say, like, his area? What do they call it? His presence. There we go. But before, though, you'll see him give her this awkward hug. You might maybe see him kind of hugging to the point where, like, his arms are a little bit lower than they should be. Maybe you think. You maybe think. But after he kind of moves past her towards the door, you're going to lose track of him. You don't know where he went. But the princess herself will head off kind of over here towards this pillar, and her guards, though fumbly as they might be, will quickly kind of pick up step behind her. Sorry, continue.
Well, after handing the bag to Zereth, he'd probably still try to go and talk with her. Like, you have fun with that, and just walk towards her.
You mean Soot?
Yeah, Soot'll retuck in the top. I'm not sure if I don't want to say shirt, but essentially that, and kind of fix it. And then also,
you will see, Soot, that there's like a small discoloration of skin where it may have given you this, I want to say like a sunburn almost. It's like a little pink there. It's like you've been given a raspberry in the same area like 6 or 7 times. It's not damaging.
Where did... I don't see him on the map. Maybe I'm just blind. Where did Lord Vagrant end up going?
No one knows.
Oh, he dipset. He just gave me his key and then left? Like, I just permanently have a key to his room now because I can't give it... Are there servants or, like, guards or someone who looks responsible that I can hand a key to?
Everywhere.
Soot will just honestly just kind of... okay. So Soot will just kind of like, as a waiter is passing by with a tray, we'll just set the key down on the tray, just be like, make sure that gets back in Lord Vagrant's hands, and then we'll just kind of talk to everyone else.
Yes. Would you like a bit of finger food, sir? Can I interest you in a sandwich? Maybe some ale? It's imported.
I think I've had enough for the night. I filled up on clam chowder. Thank you for the offer, though.
Of course. Lovely clothes, sir. And he'll walk off.
Thank you. And I've got nothing else. I figured I would join in the small talk with the group, or we could cut to Finn.
Let's cut to Finn.
This complete failure.
We'll see. All right. So, are you just like making a beeline straight for her?
I will probably stop if her guards are like blocking her and just say,
Well, they'll definitely stop you. Both of them will kind of post about 5 feet away from her and say, "Halt! What are you doing?"
Oh, I just was hoping to get to conversate with the princess.
With a princess? Who in the hell do you think you are?
Oh, you don't know who I am? And he'll
Don't seem that important.
Oh, that's the wrong thing to say. He'll snap his fingers, and the dancing lights, like all 4 of them, will start to rise up from the ground and start like flashing like yellow. It says, "I am Finn Tallstrider, bard extraordinaire, explorer of the world, and teller of stories."
The thick fellow will kind of just never heard of you.
That's your problem.
No, that's your problem.
Do you believe this? He actually thinks he can speak to the princess.
What an imbecile.
Roll me a perception. Please, Finn.
Alright, perception?
Yes.
I'm bad at these, but let's see. 9.
That is a 9. Okay, so you're just barely going to see it, but only because she's not hiding from you. The princess is going to sneak up behind the 2 guards, and she is going to use a bit of a sleight of hand against them. She's going to pull out of one of their pouches, this rather long chained handcuff. And she's going to kneel down, and to the right guard, she's going to latch it around his foot. And she's going to wait a minute as you guys are talking, and she's going to look to you, like, right in the eyes, and she'll look to you like this and be like, keep going.
Yeah, I will. Well, you must have heard the tales of the beast of Cherryton, right?
No such beast exists. What are you talking about?
"Oh my god, he's making up fake stories now." And as you guys are talking, she'll continue over to the chubbier guard, and she'll clink that around his foot. And she'll just stand up. You two, I can judge who I wish to speak to. Nonsense, princess. We must make sure you are protected. This fellow is of no importance to you at all. Shoo, be gone, you vagrant.
To add the word vagrant, his smile that he always has is kind of a little bit more forced. And he will say, "I believe the lady has made her decision. Isn't it? Oh.
She's going to give you like the silence. She's going to reach up to both of their helmets, as loose as they are, and spin them around backwards. And then she's going to run, jumping over the handcuffs. And she's going to grab your hand, and she's going to take you around the pillar. They're going to be fixing their HUD pieces, but catch you guys just as you go around. And they're going to look to each other like, "You go that way, I'll go this way." And they go to split up and face plant completely. And she'll come around the pillar. You guys will both jump over them. And you'll make your way out the front door. Outside of the building, let me go ahead and get some sounds for us. Get the kind of... So as you guys make your way outside, the sounds of mostly the crickets and stuff kind of rolling through this area. She's going to pull you away from that building a fair bit. Head down an alleyway and just kind of turn to you. And the moment she does, she's going to pull a dagger from her side. And she's going to tell you to hold it for a second.
Okay. He'll hold the dagger.
She's going to rip her dress, kind of from the bottom, getting rid of most of the frills. She's going to toss that to the side, and when she gets to a piece of fabric, she really can't. She's going to take it from you and cut through that, kind of ripping it the whole way. And she'll kind of have like a short skirt kind of thing going on at this point, and she'll kind of pull the neck piece off and throw it to the side. She'll take her beret off and push it on your head, and she'll pull the pink wig of hair off as she lets her dark black hair kind of roll free. Thank you so much. They are so annoying.
He'll be like dumbfounded for a second, and then like, no trouble. Was not expecting that, to be honest, but that was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, I do that all the time. One time I actually glued them to their own chairs. It was a really fun day.
You are definitely not what I expected, but I like this side.
Yeah, but best not to tell anyone else about this. Not that it would be bad for me, but escaping with a princess, you know.
Oh, my lips are sealed.
Yeah, Joel and Pyle really go all out. I apologize for them. They're not... They're kind of picked on, so I feel kind of bad for them sometimes, but at the same time, they really need to learn a lesson. So, what was it you wanted to speak about? Do you need money?
No. I just saw you and thought, introduce myself, talk. That Lord, whatever his name is, seemed a little off to me, and I just felt like you wanted some better company.
Vagrant's kind of creepy. I don't know why my parents made me come here tonight. I think it's mostly my mother's idea, but I have no interest in anything he's about, and with his cousin coming, they're thinking about some sort of prefix of marriage. I'm not interested. You weren't like gonna hit on me or anything, were you?
No. I usually wait to the second conversation to start doing that.
I got bad news for you, then, because, I'm seeing somebody.
I mean, like I said, that was mostly a joke, but no, I wasn't. I honestly thought you just needed a better conversation than with the creep lord over back there.
Well, speaking of better conversation, I actually have a place to be that's not this party. Do you mind if I, go?
Yeah, go ahead, disappear. This will be an interesting story to tell later on, so...
you know what? I don't like carrying this stuff around. She's going to hand you a gold purse of 25 gold. And then she's going to dip. And you're going to see her kind of do this really fucking cool trick. Between the two walls of the buildings as you guys are in the alleyway, she's going to hop up and kind of jump herself across the other roof. And then jump across and grab the edging of the roof itself and pull herself up and over. And she's going to start dipping.
Hot.
Yeah.
She's pausing.
She's pulling kind of like an Assassin's Creed situation.
Definitely was not what I was expecting, but... And so you'll, look at the coin purse, reach for... Oh, wait, nope, my bag is with soot. Take off the hat, put it on the hat, put it under the hat, put the hat back on, pull out a little notebook.
Beret.
Oh, no, I had another hat. She just put a beret on top of my bigger hat.
That's great.
He'll take out his little notebook and on its side pouch. It's like, this will be a amazing story for Cole to hear. Colt. I put that wrong. And he'll start walking back to the party. Or just get lost.
Does he often get lost?
When he's writing in his notebook, he does, yes.
Is he writing?
Yes, he is.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. Roll me a perception with disadvantage.
Oh, lovely. This perception.
You know what? Let's do this. Roll aside. Dust, would you like to get lost for a little bit of extra fun?
I would like to get lost for an extra bit of fun. I was going to actually say that, we could start doing after this roll because I definitely want to be lost.
Okay. So we'll take it as it is. You're going to get a little engrossed in your book, writing down the notes, your new mentor, maybe writing down the time and fixtures, everything he said to you. We'll get back to you in a little bit. Back at the party, we've got Zereth, Callisto, and Castor, and Soot.
Meander over here.
So Zereth's going to be watching the commotion as Finn goes over and the princess shackles the two guards and the elope out the door, and he's going to say, well, that was a sight. Now, Soot, Castor's having a different kind of sight.
So let me ask you a question, Corey. These stairs, is there a way we could, duck behind them?
There's a little bit of secrecy there. I mean, if anybody were to come along to the far side of each of these each of this room, yeah, they might be able to see you, but you could probably get a little bit of privacy. It would be obvious if somebody was trying to peer in and kind of peep on you guys.
So, Castor didn't really pay attention to what happened with Finn because he's kind of out of it. But he realizes this is something that the group needs to know. All right. So, with Castor having Soot, I guess, called over, he's gonna look to the three that are with them right now. Notice Finn and Martha are gone. Think for a second, and then look to them and in a hushed tone because he doesn't know if they all share a language other than common. So he's just gonna be like, we all need to have a discussion somewhere private.
Just per usual, you guys will hear, there's always the cart that we can use.
Fuck!
Jason.
What? Yes?
A man has just fainted. Could you lower your voice a little bit?
Wait, someone fainted?
Is he
Point at
there or is
Castor.
he invisible?
Well, he's there. He's not visible.
Okay.
I didn't faint, Callisto.
Close enough.
Yes, close enough indeed. Also, we need to put a bell on him.
What? No.
We need
I
to
don't
put a
think
bell
that's
on you
cool.
because we never know where we are.
That
Some
would
kind of
ruin
cat.
his stealth abilities, though.
See, yes, that's important. One day this might come in handy for you.
There's the cart. Yes.
Yes, all
Let's-
that aside, two of our party members have dipped from the party, and I don't see any reason for myself to be here any longer. In fact, I would rather be trailing the Count and see what he's up to. But maybe we can find someplace outside to reduce your vision.
We need to go soon.
I have a question that I don't want any questions about the question. Do any of you have the ability to break into locks?
Perhaps. Should we go?
Yes?
Okay, perfect. Yes, let's either the temple or the cart. Either way, that would be great.
Yes, and you can see Castor is visibly more pale. He looks maybe like he's got a bit of a cold sweat going over his head. He doesn't He's not looking so hot, guys. All right, so I guess Castor will lead the way for a change.
During this, I will say Martha's probably heading back to the cart. So.
Okay. I was actually wondering, if our recall point is like, I don't know if we stated where we were staying the night tonight. Are we staying at the temple or the cart?
Well, but you guys, nobody wanted to stay at the temple other than Castor.
I
Soot didn't
actually
care.
did.
Yeah, Soot doesn't really care as long as they have a bed to sleep in.
To be fair, I think the cart is parked outside the temple.
No, the cart is parked outside. The cart is parked outside the party.
Is it?
Yes, he said that we
Yes, it is.
took the cart to the party. So
Oh,
Finn said he wouldn't want to stay at the temple. He would perform at an inn for his room.
And I don't think
Callisto-
Martha felt comfortable sleeping in the Temple of Demeter, where they trashed her husband.
yeah. By the way, would you say Martha would have returned to the cart by this time, DM?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah.
I'd say it kind of worked out with the events that happened at the party and how long you were in the church. You guys might actually arrive at the cart around the same time.
So my question is, Finn, did you walk back into the party writing in your book, or did you get lost somewhere in the city writing in your book?
I think that's up for the DM because I just said I got lost.
Where's Finn?
Yeah.
The Where's
We're
Waldo?
gonna get back to
Vincent?
Finn.
I was going to say, if he's coming back into the party, Castor was just going to kind of grab him by the arm and just pull them away.
I believe as the only person who checked weapons, Soot will check their weapons out when they leave the party. I just want to make that explicitly clear that Soot has their spear back.
So Castor, yeah, will lead the way. I guess he'll see Martha going to the cart. He will not see Finn, is my guess.
No.
Hold on one second. Let me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 6 isn't bad. All right. So Castor will lead them, see Martha, and then he'll get them all on the other side of the cart, away from everything. I need to talk to you about what happened in there.
To all of us in general, or just
Yes.
some? Oh, okay, sure.
What?
Do you want to do
What
this?
do you need, dear?
Martha, and Jace, or not Jace, Martha and Soot, you are the two I haven't told about this yet. My vision that I had in the church, the Count is the man, and the voice of the person he slapped is the woman that he was with.
Oh. Well, we're going to go back in there and stab him then, right?
I would very much like that.
He's already left, Martha.
Much as
God
that,
damn it.
as much as that would be a good idea, there's something more pressing about this that none of you know yet. I was standing there having a conversation with Zereth about what was going on, and I had another vision. This is becoming more than I can take. I'm not used to having this many, this often, when I'm awake. Ever. And you see he's like rubbing his temples. And then he will go through and recite to them basically what he saw, which is... Let me pull up my little notes here. I'm in an area, moonlight in the distance. Seems like a party. Terrible smell. People in rags, a line of them, chained, pointed ears. There were 2 people leading them, one on a horse, and all the people seemed to be chained to it. The person next to them was very large and in chains dangling from him, each one ending in a point with a vicious-looking blade. They were wearing jester's masks, except not for show. They were disfigured and uncomfortable. More of a calling card than for entertainment. I saw the Lord there. he walked up to the people who were leading and he had a conversation. A few minutes later, the princess that just walked in was ripped in a tattered dress, in handcuffs. She exchanged a bag of gold with the Lord and then became chained to the rest of them and led out of town. Now, my visions have been pretty spot on so far, but I'm not going to say this is for sure. I don't know what's happening to me. But this one felt bad.
It wouldn't surprise me if the Count was trading in human lives or elven lives, but I think we should find him.
I would tend to agree before something bad happens, especially to the princess. And we should find Finn. He seemed to just wander off. I have no idea where he went. It must have happened when I was having my vision. But
Oh dear.
As far as it goes, this Count seems to be up to no good. And I don't want anything to happen to people. But if you're not persuaded by just that logic, I'm sure that rescuing a princess, there would be good stuff in it for us. Heroism, as you might seek out, Soot.
I'm always down for heroics, but first off, we should rest. Not all of us are at fighting capacity.
Question, DM. I'm going to look up to the sky. Does the moon look similar to how it is now? How it was in my vision?
No, not yet. It seems as though it might be a single night off.
Well, from what I know about the moon, it seems like we might have time to rest.
I also have a question. He mentioned, I think specifically elves in chains, right?
I'm not sure if they were elves. I just know that they had pointed ears. My visions aren't always the most clear.
I see. Given she was married to an elf, does she know of anything like elf slave trading or something sus like that?
It is of course illegal, but slavery is still kind of rampant.
Yeah.
The worst situation right now is that it's kind of picked up. Most people think it has something to do with something in the desert, but nobody really knows what's going on fully. But as of recently, there have been more slavers caught and prosecuted.
Well, that's good. Well, also means there's more of them, which is bad.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, is there a way I could roll a religion check to see if I know anything about, the masks that were being donned?
Sure.
If there's any significance to them?
Of course.
22.
Religion of 22. Now, there's nothing incredibly... Well, I guess, yeah. They're and for no better term, a bastardized version of a very similar religious mask used by the followers of Craig, the god of discord.
Castor will relay that information. As you see him sitting there studying, basically looking kind of just off into the distance, like he's trying to, recall everything he saw, and he's thinking over it, and then he'll relay. The masks seem to be...
Did you let us know that the princess was also being traded in that vision?
Yes.
Okay.
But what he said was that the princess did seem to exchange a bag of gold and then become... Wait, what?
I wanted to clear that up. He exchanged a bag of gold with the two men with the masks.
Oh, got it. That makes more sense.
In that case, this is just bad. but like, is Lord Vagrant in line for the throne? Like, is this
I don't know the political dealings of Fortosa. I've never been outside of
Can I
town.
do a history check? I'm not sure.
Are you from here?
Soot is not, but this kind of pertains to Soot's background.
Okay, go ahead and do it, but with a disadvantage.
Okay.
And we'll do that with a -3, not an actual d20.
All right, I've clicked. Oh, okay, so a 6.
So that's a 9 with a -3. That's a 6 altogether. Hard to tell. Yes, sir.
When I was given the scoop about my mother and her last name and her marriage, would I have been given any other information as to what that family held in terms of like land holdings, titles, and how that could relate to?
Do me, let's do a 1d100.
Okay.
Above a 60%, you got more of a scoop. Below a 60%, you got the basics.
Corey, may I ask one more question?
Sure.
Is my wrist broken or dislocated?
Broken.
Okay, I can't just jam it back in. Okay, that was another question.
That's a 10, so you got barely the skim top.
Yeah. Rings true about my friend who I used to work with. We weren't that close. He probably didn't know that much.
Probably. Politics probably just weren't his thing.
So we're in the Noble District right now, correct?
Yes.
Just cursory glance. How nice is this mansion compared to the other ones nearby? That might be for other noble houses.
Give me an insight.
Ooh, I'm good at that. That's
an
11.
It's definitely one of the higher buildings. As far as it goes, you are, I'd say, about 15 potential owned buildings and plots of lands away from the main castle. So might mean he might be particularly important.
Given his proximity to the castle and the state of this building compared to the others, I'd say there's a good chance that he is high up on noble succession lines.
I have another question. This is a moral quandary one, though. You said that this is happening probably soon?
It's either tomorrow or the day after, I would guess, based on my vision.
So we don't have time to heal up.
No.
Which then begs the question, do the ends justify the means?
Yes.
Okay.
Castor, give me a quick straight intelligence roll.
Okay. That's not too bad.
Just relay any information
That's a 15.
to me.
The place in which is now kind of popping to in your mind of where this whole transition occurred is close to the main gate on the east side. You may have passed by there on your travel to pretty much anywhere through the town. There's a road that kind of veers from the main center of town that kind of leads up towards the rich district. But it's a common route. At night, though, it's almost completely unused, as most people will typically try to take other routes. But you seem to know where this interaction will occur.
I have a feeling that that's almost like a pulling for Castor. Like he may have briefly glimpsed it, but it's more of like it's happening there, and so he's going to relay what he feels to the party, and he's going to look to Soot.
Okay, that leaves us a few options that we need to discuss and be honest and be willing to do things for the greater good. The ends justify the means. 1, a direct strike to the heart of the matter before it happens.
That will likely end us in prison in chains and manacles.
Or
Aye.
dead.
Or beheaded. Or
The
tortured.
second option, we fight fair and square, but we need healing for that.
I've
We
got
don't have the
plenty of
money
that.
for that. I'm talking about our arms, legs, and ribs. The broken bones that we need medical supplies for.
Well, then tomorrow we can go about town and see if there's any of the root that we need. Because she said there might be root that we need in town at a trader that she hasn't looked at yet.
Or I can posit that we can...
What kind of route do you need? Jason will
That's
speak
fate.
up.
This is a Chris question because I don't remember the name of the root.
Nansate root.
Oh. I kind of have one of those.
Is one route going to be enough to heal all of us, though?
She said she could make it happen.
I have two.
How many? Just okay. Fine. Honestly, great.
I guess I should explain why I keep having all the... You guys do realize I'm an alchemist, right?
I mean,
I
Sure.
figured as much when you said you kept catnip on you.
were you not in the room whenever she said that we needed
No,
that?
I think he was
No.
taking a poop.
Nope, he wasn't. He was
I
not.
wasn't
Oh,
doing. I was
okay, that would-
peeing.
Be why. Anyway,
To wash your
okay,
hands.
Then that
With
leaves
what?
us
The horse trough? Yes.
Oh,
a
God.
few options. Which still top one of the options is strike in the night. Option 2 is fight fair and square. Option 3 is ambush. Two of those technically leave us at fault for attacking a member of nobility.
Not if we can prove what they were doing.
Well, I'm supposed to meet with my mother in the morning. She might know what her husband's up to.
Okay.
She might be able to give us
Here's
backup.
here's the issue I have. The people who were injured badly, who need the healing, are yourself, Soot, myself, and Martha.
Correct.
You're the only one I see who would need that tended to immediately in order to fight.
Martha.
I'm not fighting
Down a
anyways.
leg.
Honestly, I would probably sit it out. Or cheer from the sidelines.
Yes, but you said you said you said you're capable and you can do things. Maybe you don't look like the straight up fighter. I don't need my ribs to be in good shape to cast spells, especially to heal my friends and do what I need to do.
I mean, if Jason has enough for all of us to get healed, then why don't we
Remember
back
what
to
she
the-
said.
But wait a minute. So, okay, ambush.
wait? Can you
Right,
just
we had like three options, right? I want to go back just a moment. Do we know where this is occurring?
Yes.
Why don't we just set a trap?
Or
Why don't
tell
they go to
some
the
guards.
Yeah.
It's a when it
I
comes
mean,
to nobility, you can never trust the law. That's
Well, when
guards.
it comes to
Typically
nobility,
the
wouldn't it
thing.
also be good to have them see it firsthand? Kind of like
You could just tell them a
sting
slave
operation.
trade is going
We could
to happen there. Yeah,
We could tell the princess's father and mother
and snitch.
because
might
I
grant
doubt-
us favor.
I doubt that they would want their daughter being kidnapped.
We could tell the princess.
she seemed pretty capable of. Hold on. I have a many thoughts rushing through, and I need to kind of segregate them. Okay, the way I'm seeing things, we tell a guard, "Hey, there's going to be a slave trade at this location at this time." To me, that's a little suspicious. Why do we know that?
Overheard it in a tavern.
Okay, if someone who can lie can do that, that
I
would
can
be
lie.
okay. Second,
I can lie.
if we tell the princess's parents, who would, mind you, be the king and queen, we'd have to get an audience with them, and then what would they do? Try to keep their daughter from getting out, and look how she handled that when she had 2 people watching her. See how easily she handled that.
Well, I mean,
Well, we don't have to just say it's their daughter. We could say that there's a slave trade going on, and we heard that they were targeting the princess. So not only would they want to keep their daughter safe, they might want to put an end to that slave trade.
They wouldn't even have to say their daughter is involved. Just say there's slave trade happening very close nearby, and I hear that the Baron might have some. Or what's the name of this asshole? Baron?
The
Lord.
vagrant.
His
Vagrant?
name,
Just say the
proper
Vagrant might
title,
be
Lord
involved.
Vagrant.
wait, you mean the Lord Vagrant, third to the throne?
That's it.
Jason, you are wonderful to have around.
That's actually in this book. And he's just gonna pull
Also,
it out.
Jason, would you be able
Yes?
to use your alchemy skills so that we don't have to bother Marsha? Could you brew something
Like-
to help myself, Castor, and Martha? Would you be able to do that with what you have?
I don't know that.
Remember, though, Soot,
Sorry.
Marsha said she would teach me how to do it. So
Okay, so
in
game
future,
plan.
Though if it helps, he'll hand over the history book to Sook. There's more about stuff
always
here
take
in this.
more books. Soot will hand the diary to Jason. I'll trade you, and since you said you could unlock this, also, okay, so game plan.
It will fall through Jason's hands onto the ground.
Or,
I have to go, and he's going.
Oh,
to
no, you
cast-
don't.
can I make an investigation check? I assume
Yes,
an
you
inception
may.
check.
He's also going to cast invisibility, and he will vanish.
well, I saw that fall through his hand.
Yeah, I assume it's an
Cast-
illusion. I just want to. I know most illusion spells require an investigation check.
Castor would cast Detect Magic.
Duration sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you.
Wow, I can't roll well. Lord.
So he's gonna look at the book, and then Jason's gonna run away. But would I be able to trail his invisibility with my Detect Magic? Since
You'll
it's
be
a
able to
spell?
sense the presence, but you won't be able to really pinpoint it. And I'd say by the time that you can get that concentration to really peer at where he's at, you'll feel the spell is no longer around you.
Don't worry, honey. If there's one thing I've learned from my time with Maddie is they can run away as long as they want, but when they come home, their ass is mine.
What about the book? Castor looks to the book.
So we'll pick up both the diary and the history book. I assume the history book is just like a regular kind of history book.
It looks as though on the cover it says property of the Kingdom of Fertosum Library. But it is up to date. It is last year's written account.
So third to the throne, I assume behind will go king, queen, princess, and then him.
Would you like to roll straight intelligence to kind of peer through? Because there is a bookmark.
Sure, hold on 1 second. Maybe I can roll double digits. See? Yeah, baby.
23 natural
Nat 20.
20. So you're going to find, as you open up, it's been kind of marked and kind of set where the bookmark kind of leads off at the bottom at exactly where you need to read. It's a paragraph of the actual hierarchy of the throne of Fertosum. And it starts with the king and queen. And then it goes to their daughter, who is their only child. Uni, and her potential wedding within the next 2 to 3 years. They seem to have been planning this for a little while. And then it looks as though it's Lord Vagrant, and then down below is a gentleman named Barrick.
Barrick. Hold on. My brain just really... What's the last name on Barrick?
Handstrain.
Okay. Yeah, never mind.
Do you relay this information?
Yes. I mean, Jason already said that he was third in line, but Soot will kind of explain it more.
So then Castor will say, well, we could tell this Varric fellow who's next in line. I'm sure he'd have something to gain by seeing the Count unseated.
Yes, he'd also have something to gain by letting the Count get unseated and then kind of following through with all this. If he plays his cards right, he can essentially follow through with the plan, intercede at the same time, but if it's too late, and then he can ascend to the throne at the same time, if that makes sense. If you follow that line of logic.
If you assume that he is just as bad of a person as Lord Vagrant.
All nobles are.
I wouldn't know. Either way, we should get back, get to sleep, maybe get this potion that Marsha can brew in us. She did say it was going to be quite painful and unpleasant.
Yes,
So a night's rest would be good. If we can get her to do it tonight, that would probably be the best.
Zer, friend, are you to go to this meeting alone, or do you need us to accompany you?
I told Callisto and Castor previously that any friend of mine is welcome to accompany me to my mother and my meeting. I'm sure she'd love to meet you. I think we'd have a rather better chance at coaxing out any help from her in this plan if we go together. And she knows it's a force greater than just I. And there's going to be, everybody's going to see that he's fumbling with the locked ledger.
What did my detect magic say about the ledger, by the way? Just curious.
It is a protected lock. You'll need someone who is capable in disenchanting magical locks.
Or I might have something for that if anybody is, shall I say, daring enough to go back in.
Daring enough.
How is the lock bound to the book? Like, what are the materials?
Mostly metal. It's riveted into the front cover, and it has a small chain from the back to the front.
So Castor will speak up and say, I've been tinkering with a spell that can find things. It can locate the nearest object of a particular kind to me. I could say, show me the nearest diary lock or diary key. And it would tell me where it is as long as it's not blocked by lead.
I don't have if it is up in his room, I don't have the key to get up there anymore, and I'm not confident enough in my social abilities fully to get back in there. Although I do have a question, what would happen if I were to just physically break the lock?
Castor's going to continue his detect magic and see if he can gain any insight on what would happen if you tried to break the lock.
Yeah, go ahead and, you know what, roll a straight intelligence roll for me.
You got it. It's a 14. It's not too bad.
So with a 14, whoever would potentially get this to come off, they would be struck with a lightning bolt spell at 5th level.
You wouldn't want to break the lock. It would mean almost certain death.
I've been experimenting with spells myself, using older arcane methods. A lightning bolt, you say? Hold on, let me...
I mean, I didn't necessarily say that. I just said it would mean certain death. But yeah, he would say...
I guess. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's been electrocuting me.
We don't break the lock. We leave it intact.
Leave it intact.
We just break the book. and I'm gonna whip out my dagger, and I'm gonna start cutting through the binding.
Wait,
Can I-
no.
Oh,
Can I
I'm
oppose
going
that?
to stop him. Yes, I will grant advantage.
I will
or
help. No, I will
Castor
help
can-
you.
you know what? Let's take a moment from this moment, and we'll think for this for a moment. Martha, roll me a perception check.
Yeah, because she's still looking around for Jason, like, you gotta come back eventually.
Maybe you'll see Finn instead.
Perception, right?
Like walking into
Yes.
a wall right in his book.
Perception of 14. You'll see your cart kind of shifting from side to side, like somebody's inside of it.
I'm going to go inside my cart for a second. And she's scrambling.
So we're gonna pull away, kind of from outside.
You hear an explosion outside.
So, Jason is in this cart. But there's something different about Jason. He is fading in and out. His hands and feet are kind of becoming corporeal and then not. As if like an essence of like, I want to say like a shimmering, almost like a crystal shine in several points of like where light would hit like his knuckles or his wrist, and then it'll come back to solid flesh, and then it'll go away again, and you'll just kind of hear, like before he even notices, or if he notices that you enter, "Why are you doing this now? No! I made the potion and I drank it. No!"
Martha's going to close the door behind her, like, with an audible click.
He will turn around a bit startled, and he will shove his hands behind his back.
Jason, sweetie, are you alright?
I'm fine. I'm perfectly.
Don't lie to me.
100%.
What would I roll for motherly disappointed staring?
Probably insight.
nothing. But you could use intimidation, yeah.
Jason,
Ooh!
I'm going to
Fucking
count to 3.
pogging!
1.
You can't tell anyone.
I won't.
I mean,
Shouldn't you have to get
it
to
could
2?
mean that I could disappear
All
completely.
Right. Okay.
I'm not from here.
I see.
I'm from a plane of existence that doesn't exist. It sounds crazy.
It does.
But since I was young, I have been taking a very specific potion. And that keeps me here.
Was what you told us fully a lie then? Are you from Motorbjorn? Are you...
I am. Yes. In a way. It's when I first entered this place. I was 4.
4?
I've been told not to tell anyone by the person who's been helping me. Well, not necessarily a person. And I've been told the more that I tell people, the less I'll be allowed to stay. For the balance.
Well,
You'll see him physically almost be see-through for a second.
oh, sweetheart. Hug time. She hugs.
You'll pass right through him.
Okay, how about this? Maybe we can keep this nice and even. I'll tell a secret, you tell a secret, and maybe... Oh, Jason. All right. Well, good thing you ended in Motorbjorn. The goddess there, very nice, the children. I'm sure she took good care of you.
She sent me away. To find Matthew.
I see.
She said he was the only one who could help.
Jason. One second. And you see her like rustle around with stuff in the thing, and she's going to pull out the portrait of Matthew. She's just going to turn it to him and sort of tap his face. Him. That's Matthew here.
Martha, there's something else I need to tell you. Matthew's my father.
I guess that. I guess that. And what rule would be to keep composure?
Well, that's up to you. Because he's going to disappear. Not from an invisibility spell.
Jason? Oh, no. You hear that visibly. Like, no.
Do we hear that from outside? As we're struggling to get a knife out of a wild monk's hands?
You know what? Go ahead, and anybody interested can roll a perception check.
Well, my passive perception is 13. So I don't think I would be
13 wouldn't be good enough.
I wouldn't be actively listening because I'm trying to wrestle a knife from
I will actually agree with Rodeo there. I'm not actively listening because I am trying to stop an explosion from happening to anyone but me.
What do you have? A knife! No!
I'm
How
definitely
loud would you say
keeping an
this
ear
is?
out, so I'll roll.
Okay. That is a natural
Rip.
1 perception
Fuck.
for Callisto.
Man, the birds are beautiful out tonight.
Yeah, she's just no. No one hears her apparently.
I would say that the only thing left of Jason currently is his hat.
She's alright clutching it. Can she?
It's
examine
Matthew's
it?
old hat, the Nor, that you actually now look and get to touch it. You feel the stitching, the way that it was made. He got rid of this hat a couple years back. He threw it in the trash when probably you guys bought him a new one.
Okay.
I don't need to cry
You'll
tonight,
have
Corey.
to
so
hear
can we,
a perception for this one. She's going to let out what y'all can only describe as a heart-shattering wail.
I'm gonna say that's gonna negate any advantage that I'm giving to Soot to help ruffle the blade.
Callisto, go see to that.
I'm going
disaster
straight to
out
her
here.
without thinking.
And yes, Soot will try to continue to wrestle this thing. Just Zereth, please, just
Thing.
if we're all
You're having
going
too much fun, DM. Your shit-eating grin. I'm a.
Castor will tap Soot in the back and be like, "Get it." Give my guidance.
Well, first off, I'm going to try doing this the polite way. Zare, stop. That could still trigger. I have a backup plan. If it triggers, let me do it. That way, if nothing happens, it's fine. If something happens, I will still be okay.
And
He's still gonna be like positioning his knife like just right like through the spine of the book, like where the binding is, and he's gonna just let me do it and stand back.
Give me a quick Constitution check, real quick, because this thing does give off a vibration of electricity for anyone touching it who shouldn't be.
A check or a save?
Check. Let's do this for Zer, because I'm assuming your knife is metal in some way as well.
Yes.
Okay, so that might be.
Oh, he
a little
doesn't
bit
have like
more
a glass
intense.
knife, like Oblivion style, because he's a glass
Oh,
blower.
that would be very cool.
You're holding it with a 19, but you feel the coursing energy. It's if you've ever worn a shock belt, those things kind of meant to give you like 6-pack abs and stuff. It's like on the constant 9th level of that.
Compare it to an electric fence for a dog. That's the one that I have experience with.
Compared to an electric fence for a horse.
That's
what I have
lower than a
experienced.
horse, but higher electrical current than a dog fence.
God, the fact that none of us are screaming. Oh, the dog fence like makes you
The
just go
dog
like,
fence
"Ah!"
is bad. Dog fence is bad. The horse
So-
fence is worse. Let me tell you that much.
So I get this buzzing in, and Zereth's just going to be kind of like tearing lightly, but more lightly and more lightly as he goes. And he goes, "You said as long as the lock remains intact." And then something weird is going to happen. I'm going to use a Kai point, but this is going to be inadvertent.
You're key pointing it up already? Holy shit.
And a long shard of glass is going to come out of my wrist, kind of like Spider-Man style. And it's just going to shoot out into the book, potentially just severing the spine.
Okay. We're going to get back to that.
Okay.
Finn.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we get to Finn? This is stressing me out. I'm gonna have to cast spells.
Finn, you are going to find yourself in the graveyard when you look up. There's a small roll of fog along the ground, and you'll hear chains kind of jingling off in the distance.
God damn it.
And as you look up, there is going to be, well, two men. One's a little bit smaller, about 5'6", 5'5". And then there is going to be a generally taller man, much burlier, 5'8", 5'9", chains around him. Both of these men are wearing a mask. These masks look like a jester's mask. Just a little bit, though, on a very terrifying level. You'll hear the taller man kind of speak. Wandering a bit out into the dark, are we? Who do we have here?
A foolhardy person who is going to turn around and never speak of what he is witnessing.
Oh, well, there's no need to do that. And you'll see the men kind of move up beside you on either side. I mean, you know, we're all here for a reason, I guess. You here to see someone? Someone lost? Forgotten? Disheveled?
Maybe?
Do you have any family here? Anyone you might know? Can we help you home? Maybe.
My home is not here.
Oh, he's not from here.
Shouldn't have said that.
Man, that sounds rough. You know, being away from home can be so hard sometimes. Agreed, it can be very terrifying.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh, I have been just amazing at these tonight.
Yep.
22.
Yeah, you have.
The moment it occurs, you'll see both of them put shackles on your wrists from each side.
Okay. I'll tell y'all the truth. I heard a legend about a glowing, small person that walks these graveyards, and I wanted to see if it was true. Apparently, it takes people into the night and they're never seen again.
He's a learned soul, my friend. Oh, good. He'll sell for a great price.
Can I try to cast dancing lights
Sure.
and turn it into because you can turn it into a medium-sized person by combining the 4 orbs. Hold on, let me pull it up.
Sure.
And I'll cast it and about maybe a few miles away as far as I can, and I'll point as best as I can. Look, there it is. We must get out of here.
120 feet, eh?
Give me a quick deception check.
Why did I not put deception?
He could also use performance, maybe, if you'd allow it. He's putting on a show.
Could I?
I'd say this is more of a deception to
Okay,
get out
that's
of
fair.
trouble.
I was just suggesting. Sorry.
That's a 12. I'm.
Not bad.
Alright,
See if they believe
let's-
it. Roll insight. Roll insight.
Okay.
Maybe they're dumb.
Please be dumb.
Damn it.
16.
What's that?
You know, I think he's trying to trick us. Best knock him out.
So we're going to attempt to kind of smack you from the back of the head. Do me a favor. Roll a Constitution check. 20. So they're.
Just pretend to get knocked out so you don't get brain damage.
You could.
I will actually. I'll be in the middle of speaking like, no, it's really. But then as I feel the hit, I'll just go out.
Now we can roll performance.
Watch, this will be the natural one. I can feel it. I feel it.
That's a 13.
Of course.
That's a mighty good hit you did there, Probus. Well, thank you. Now let's drag this pipsqueak back to the board. We have to get back. We have a princess's deal tomorrow night. Yes, best we be prepared. She'll sell for a great price, too. Man, we are just racking up the gold. You can take care of him, right? I'm not really much of a...
Yes, I've got it. And they'll slowly drag you off.
Good job.
And I think. Oops, sorry.
I was just saying, good job, Finn.
I think that's a perfect place to end it for the night.
Sure, I think we should figure out what happens with the lightning so that
I
we
would
get that part
argue
over with.
Callisto just walked in on Martha.
I figure we should. I want to figure out what happens with the lightning so we don't start on a bang. Like I don't know if I can
We're
take
starting on
What's the
about
cliffhanger?
5 different bangs at this point.
I don't know if my
Corey, you
precious
bastard.
little heart can handle it, Corey.
Please.
Also, I won't
You'll
say
be
that,
alright.
I won't say that was a good idea on my part because I did just get captured by the slavers.
Yeah, but now
Yeah.
you know where they're taking you because you're not
Also,
actually unconscious.
Did they shackle your arms and legs, or just your arms?
Did they?
Just arms.
There
But
you
we'll
go.
see what they do later.
Yeah, you can more likely.
I have a
leave.
thought.
Hi, everybody. You guys know me. I'm Corey. I'm the Dungeon Master for Opportunity Roll. Thanks for coming back to this episode 8. It was really fun recording this, and I'm sorry it took so long to get this back to you. I gave out a little bit of an update, and even then, plans got pushed back by everything that's been going on with my health and a lot of other things. But hopefully now, we've got a schedule and a plan to get back on track of getting these episodes out every week on time. And it's been a rough time because I feel like every time I've said that, things have just gone awry. And so I'm really working hard to make sure that this doesn't continue to happen. So thank you guys for still listening. Thank you for being here. We had a lot of fun. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe on iTunes, Podbean, Google Play, anywhere really you're listening to us on. If it's not subscribe, like, follow, pin, whatever you do to interact. It really helps us out. If you want to level up, head over to our Patreon and check out some of the cool magic stuff that we've been working on. We've kind of been revamping our Patreon, some new options. We opened up another tier, just kind of some of the in-between, something a little bit more, I don't know, a lot of cool ideas that we were throwing around there. Anyway, I digress. We want to thank Syrinscape, and their music has just been absolutely fabulous for us. We've loved putting it in the background. I feel really confident about how we used Syrinscape tonight to really set the scenes. I think it was really fun, and I get really creative with it. So for me as an editor, it was really great. Kobold Press for letting us use some of the Tomes of Beasts. We might be seeing something from that next episode. Potentially, probably, maybe. We might see. And thank you guys for listening. It's been really great. Thank you. And I will see you guys next time. And remember, keep your opportunities open.